Hi guys, good morning. Let's start the session. So yesterday we were seeing how to open a CSV file, how to read and how to print specific data from that particular CSV file. So now we will see how to write to a existing CSV file or how to create a new CSV file and write the content to it. Okay. So so we have to use a library, import CSV.
Yeah, hi man. I think last session's video is not shared.
So
Can
Rahul, actually, yesterday we forgot to record it. I will try to get the recording for reading from a CSV file from my old batch. Um,
okay,
Today it's recorded.
okay,
So I hope the screen is visible.
yes,
Okay. So now we are going to write to a new CSV file. Okay. So as we were doing for opening a CSV file and reading from it, similar way we have to use open function, and here I'm telling new file and dot csv file, new file, or yeah, new file dot csv, and I'm telling open with the write mode and new line. Okay, and I'm naming this file as a file. I'm giving an alias name to my file. Okay, so that I'll be using this file throughout my program. So this is how we open a file in a write mode. Yeah, the only change is here we are opening with read and this is write. Otherwise we follow the same command. And now here we were using a reader to read a file, and here you will be using a method called writer to write to a file. Okay, so these are the two changes. And now I wanted to write some data. I have to tell what data I want to write. So let me add my data here. So I'm telling these are my data. Maybe I'll change the little. So this is my data, all the rows I want in my file. So I'm putting it in the form of list, comma separated. Okay. Now I want to write those data into the CSV file. So the file is opened and it is there inside this variable. So I'm using that variable, and write rows is the method to write the data. Okay. And what is the data I want to write? This particular data. So I am using that data here. So now this, if I run this, this particular data will be returned to a new file called new file.csv. So at the end, I'm printing something so that the user aware that particular write is completed. So let me run this indentation. Okay. So it is telling CSV file has been created and returned successfully. So I'm inside the path called file handling PDF CSV. So let me go to the path. So this is the path in my local file handling PDF and CSV. Here, let me see. A new file got created today with today's timestamp. Let me open it. So yeah, this is the data we were trying to write. So a new file got created with the name I have specified, and a data whatever we have given is written to it. Clear, guys?
Ma'am, sorry, I missed last session, so I'm not able to understand. So are we trying to update the data in CSV? Or?
Yeah, we are creating a file and we are adding data to that particular CSV.
Okay.
Um, Ma'am, if like now you are saying that you are creating a file, can we also check if this file exists or no, and then create this file? We'll have to write a separate piece of code for that, right? First
Yeah.
check, and so that would be like if this file is not in this path, then go ahead and create this file and something like that, right?
Yeah, I will show that. Uh, we can check if that particular file is there, and if you want to, then however you want to proceed, you can proceed. So, but here we are trying to, by intentionally, we are trying to create a new CSV file. So I know this particular name is not there, and then I'm adding data to it. This particular piece is clear.
So
Guys, please
where
proceed. Mhm.
we will put this as a separate rows. How where we are giving instruction like it will go name first row, Ankur second row, Babu third row, Charles.
Uh, so here I'm giving it as a separate row. Is this clear that this is one row and this is another row? So we have four rows here. And in the order I have given, the same order it will be returned to the particular CSV.
The third column, right? I mean third param new line equal to what does mean new line equal to
So 1 minute. Let me open the other example. So usually what happens whenever by default here we have new line like new line is /n, and we are changing it. We are telling that don't add any extra line, so that don't add any extra line, add these lines one after the other. I do not want any blank line.
okay.
I'll show this example with new line and without new line during append. It will make more sense when we do append, like overwrite a file. Add extra line to a file. For now, ignore this. I'll show this example. But now, did we understand that we are creating a file and opening it with the write mode and adding these record into it?
Mhm.
Okay. So let me take an example for overwrite and append. So now here we created a new file because I know in this particular path there is no file called new file.csv because I know my what my this particular folder has. Okay. But I want to overwrite a file. Overwrite means I'm opening an existing file, for example, example.csv, and I'm deleting everything is present in the file, and I'm adding new data to it. Okay. So let me see this example. So I'm doing the same thing. So whatever we have did here, I'm just opening it with the write mode and I'm using writer function, and then I'm writing particular row. Here I was given the data separately and then I was adding all the data using write rows. Here I'm just adding each row separately. That's all. The only difference is here the data was already set and we are doing it in one go. Here we are adding each record using separate write row.
Ma'am, can we add data dynamically or at the runtime instead of declaring in the program?
Yeah, we can do that. Dynamically, for example, you are getting some data from user and that particular
Okay.
data you can add dynamically to the file.
Yeah, right.
Like you have to handle the input, you have to get the input, or it is some kind of input, right? Either some other service is giving you the input or the user is directly giving you the input. Somebody is giving you the input, what needs to be written, right? You have to handle it like how you usually handle the input. You save into a variable, then particular that, for example, you can save it into a data. You have to handle the input, then later that particular data you can write into a CSV.
Okay.
So let me execute it. But before that, let me open this example.csv file. So this is example.csv file. And we have 5 records. Okay. So let me close this and let me execute this. So this got executed. Now again, I'll go to my folder. And now you see the timestamp that's showing the current timestamp. Let me open this again. So here you see we have added header and to record. And here you notice the one question which we are asking, what will happen when this new line is given? So this new line equal to empty. This will ensure that usually what happens with Windows, the CSV will add multiple new line. Here you see, especially in Windows, it adds a extra empty line and then it is adding data and again extra empty line and it's adding data. So that's how it usually happens with Windows. Since I know that, I avoid it by telling that uh, I'm changing the new line to instead of slash n to empty. Usually there is a slash n here by default. There is a new line like how in print we have end is equal to slash n, like automatically it goes to the new line after printing everything you wanted to print. Similarly here we have slash n, but Windows it creates additional new line. It is adding two new line. So to avoid it, I'm making it empty so that I don't get this empty line. What we have now here. Clear? Guys, is it clear? Shall I proceed to the next example?
Yes, yes, please.
Yes.
Okay. So now, so far we have seen reading and writing, creating a new file and writing to it. And this example is overwriting. Whatever the old file has, I'm removing the data from it and I'm adding data, new data to it. Now again, I want to open the old file, but I do not want to remove the data. I want to add new data to it so that the old data is also present and my new data is added to the end of it. It's append, right? So let's see an example. I'll open the same example.csv to proceed. Before that, let me close this example.csv. So here again, we are importing the library and this is my new data I wanted. Event Frank, and here I'm adding that, I'm telling that don't add any new line, that extra line whatever the Windows is adding. And here we are using writer method, and here you see the mode is A. The only difference between this and this program is mode is A. When you have mode is equal to A, you are appending, you're not overwriting. W is always overwriting. Either you are writing a new data here, I'm not worried if it is W because there is no existing data because it's my new file. But over here, when I give WA, I have to think whether I want to remove the old data or not. Okay. So again, the same write rows is a method which we will be using, and I'm adding this particular new rows. Okay. So let me run this. So it just printed the last line. So everything got executed. Let me go to the folder and open this. Let me refresh. It's showing the current timestamp. So here you see earlier I was giving new line, that new line is equal to empty is not given. So it added new line at the end of every line. Now since I've given there is no empty line and this is a new data we have added now with the append example. Clear? So let me see there that next example. So far we are creating a file, opening a file. I know already the file is there and that particular file is not there. I know that. So now if you wanted to check if that particular path, whether the particular path is having that particular file or not. So here we have to use OS library. Okay, this OS library is mainly used for checking but the path and file existence. Okay, so let me import that OS. And you have to specify what is your folder path and what is your file name. Okay, so I'll go copy the path. So I'll just mention and what is the file I want to check. Maybe I'll give the same new file. Okay. Or I can directly give this here. Actually, when you give it in Python, it should be in the reverse way. Okay. So I've given the path and the file name. Okay. I've given it here. Now there is a method called os.path.exist. So I'm telling in the this particular library, there is a method called path. It has multiple other method. I wanted to use exist to see if that particular file exists or not. Okay. So I'll and we are adding if, because if it exists, it will do one logic. If it doesn't exist, it will go to the next logic. Okay. So let me just for now, I'll just add a print statement to see what it does. Okay. Okay, we're just giving the path and using this library, and this is the method you have to use. So let me run this. So it is telling CSV file already exists. So new file. Okay, I'll see what are the files are there. New underscore file, write new file, to save file. Okay, I'll give a different name, demo file. Okay, let me run this. So it is telling CSV file does not exist and you can create one. So what we can do, we can put our write block, this particular write block, or if whatever you want to write, I can put it here. If it is exists, if I do not want to, if the particular file exists, I do not want to create or write anything to it. Okay, then I can print that it already exists. Else, I can, instead of printing this, or after printing this, I can add. So this is a file I want to create. So let me give it here. So I'm telling the file does not exist and I can here, instead of you can create one, I'm creating it. I'm putting it in the right, I'm opening it in the write mode, and I'm creating a writer, and then for the writer I'm writing each record. Okay, so let me run this. mm, what is the error? Okay, so it is telling CSV file demo file does not exist, I'm creating it. So let us go to the path. So we got the demo file got created, and it got added. Since I'm not ignoring that new line, it's appending extra line. Clear, guys?
Ma'am, I just need one thing. Like you have demo file, you have also example file in your folder. Can you say that if you don't find demo file, then go and print this in example file? Where do I put that part? Can you show that?
Okay. So here, this particular code, what it does, it is checking if it is already it already not there. Only then it is going and creating my new file and printing it. So now you wanted to check if that I'll delete the demo file. Okay. I'll delete this. Okay, it's open. And we will see what is there in the example file. Okay, this is our example file. This is the data looks. I'll close this as well. And demo file is deleted, right? Okay. So now I'm just checking if the demo file exists. Okay. If the file CSV file already exists, what I will do, if it already exists, I will open it and I will write it. Okay. Otherwise, if it does not exist, I'll be writing into example.csv. I do not want to add header because it already has header. I'm not overwriting, I'm just adding. Okay, let me add append. Okay, and here cool. Any doubts here? Can we execute this?
One, we can use if else, and we can also use if not also, right? Like if
Yeah.
OS. So where we
Yeah.
will put that
So you tell me what is the logic you want to execute.
So what I'm saying is that like we have demo file, we have example file. So I want to say that if you don't find demo file, get into example file and print. So if demo file is not in this OS path, then go to example file and print.
Yeah, exactly. We are doing that same thing. So I'm checking. So this is the path, right? This is the path I'm checking. So what is this OS path exists? It is checking whether the particular in that particular folder this file exists or not. And what does the if tell? What would be the output of if statement usually?
If is like true or false,
Yeah. So if it is exist, it will tell true, correct?
right?
So if it is true means it is existing. I have one logic. If it is not there, I have another logic. I can
Okay,
switch the logic. Okay, I can change this particular piece of code. I can move this here, move that there. That whatever you wanted to do, whether the file is present and not present, that's up to you. You can change this piece. Okay, we can change now also if you want. But yeah, if it is exist, you have one logic, one set of logic. What you can do here, you can put your logic here. If it's not present, it's up to you what you have to do. You have to do it here.
okay. So this else, what you have written, I can go just under this if path, if OS path this, I can under that only I can write if not OS path exists so and so, then print in this.
Yeah,
Correct. Okay.
it's already there with the else. If it's not exist, if this will return false. False means if this particular file is not exist, then I'm going to else, correct?
Correct. Correct. I got it.
And
Yeah.
here what I'm doing, since you said you wanted to write into example.file when this particular demo file is not present, I have written that logic here. So what I'm doing and opening an example file with the append mode because it's already there. I'm not overwriting. If you want, we can overwrite here. I'm just appending my data, new data to it. Madhu and
Got it.
Ritvik, new data we are going to append, okay? And
Okay.
if the demo file is there, I'll be writing a fresh data. Even the data is different here. It's up to you what you want to write, how you want to write. But this is how we can build that particular logic. Let me run this. So what is telling demo file does not exist, and I'm writing into example.csv. Let's see if this got added to example.csv. I'll go to the folder. So here you see a new data got added.
Mm.
Clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So regarding the assignment, I got assignment solutions only from 3 people. I'm waiting for others to email the assignment. So what I'll do, I have waited more than a week. So people who have mailed me the assignment, I will check and I'll reply them directly. Only when I get assignment from everybody, I'll discuss that in the call. I mean in the class, how we can, I mean, what is the solution and how we can change it for better the solution. And today I'll be giving a next set of assignment.
Ma'am, I have one question. When we import OS when we want to do any system related work, we import OS, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. When you wanted to like opening a folder and closing a folder, something related to your local folder system, I mean your OS, then you have to use OS. OS is a very vast library, and we have many things inside this OS to learn. And whatever I did here, right, I can do with another library. There is a library called Path Library. What it does, it's mainly for checking particular path if it exists or not. Okay, but I do not want to go to that library because it gives me only one solution, checking the path, but it satisfies my current solution, current logic, what I wanted to achieve. But beyond that, that library doesn't have much other features. Okay, but OS has many other features, so it's better to go with a library which has many features, so that uh, you can use it for any kind of problem. What is related to the OS, which is related to handling the OS.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, can you please explain one more time this one? If os.path exist, that line.
Yeah, sure. I'll explain this, but let me do this way. Okay. First, what we are doing, first we are importing OS because we need this function, because this function checks whether the particular folder exists or not, right? And I've given the folder path. These two lines are clear, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now when you add if, what does it give? What would be the output of if statement usually?
You mean true or false or?
Yeah. So it will give you the Boolean. If
Mm.
statement usually compares and it gives you Boolean, either true or false. Okay. So here this particular method exists is checking whether that particular folder and path exists. Okay. If it's existing, what would it tell as an output?
Yeah, it will give us a true, right? Output.
Okay. So it will give true. It will either give true or false. So in this case, if it exists, it is going to give me true. If it is true, what will happen? Whatever the block inside this particular if will get executed. Okay. If it is false, this particular block is ignored. It will not go into this particular block at all. It will directly jump to else. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now let me add them back. I'll comment this out for now. Okay. So here I'm just telling if it is true, that means the file is available in that path. So what I'm telling, printing CSV file already exists. Okay, if it is true, it will go and execute whatever is there inside this inside if, okay, this particular block. If not, CSV file, it's simple. The CSV file is not there. That's why it is given false. That's why it came to the else part and it is going to print. So what I have wanted to print when the CSV file is not available. So I will tell CSV does not exist. Okay. So now I'll go to my local. So this is the path I'm checking. Okay. So here, do we have demo.csv? This is the whole list. Do we have demo.csv? Demo file.csv?
No.
No. So what will happen now? Here, I do not have this file and I have a if condition. Which line will get printed?
Else part will get printed. Demo file.
Because this particular function, this particular statement will give me false.
Yeah,
Correct?
right.
When it
Right.
gives false, it will ignore whatever is there inside this block. It will directly jump to else. And whatever is there here, that particular block will get executed. Here we have plain print. So it is going to print. So it is telling does not exist. And now let me uncomment this logic. So what Arlene wanted was she said if that particular file is there, write to that particular file. Okay, add data to it. If that particular file is not there, write to example.csv because we know already we have example.csv. So she said, go and write to example.csv. So what I did, uh, if it is, if the file is there, I'm just opening it with opening that particular demo CSV file, opening in a write mode, and then I'm writing as usual. When the file is not there, what I'm doing, I'm opening example.csv because that's what she wanted. She was asking for this particular logic. So I'm opening example.csv and I'm appending. Here you can overwrite as well, which will delete the existing record and it will create your new record. But here I will just do append. So I'm appending these two record to it. Is it clear now?
Yes.
So if I execute now, what will happen? Rahul, if I execute
These
this
two
page,
record will be, yeah, so these two records will be added into example.csv.
because we do
Since
not
demo,
have demo dot, yeah, since we do not have
yeah,
demo, it will go to else part. Is it clear, Rahul? Because you asked me to explain this. I just want to
Yeah, yeah.
make sure.
Yes.
Okay. So, but what happens? I'll open the example.csv. Already we have Madhu and Ritvik already added. I'll close it. What will happen now? Again, I'm trying to add the same data. What will happen?
It will overwrite or
But here I have given append only.
we are not checking data. It should not
Correct.
overwrite. I mean, I hope.
Correct. So here we are not doing any check on the data part, whether this particular Madhu is there or not. We are just appending to it. Either it is the same data or a new data, it will get just added, right?
yeah.
Okay. So let me execute this. So it just printed demo file does not exist, and after that, it would have run this also. So let's check that. I'll open that example.file.csv. Our data got added.
Okay, if
Now
you
let
add any,
me.
yeah,
Mhm.
if you add any condition, whether if the data is already exist, then I think
Mm.
that case it will not update, right?
Yeah, it will not update. Now let me do one thing. If the file path exists, demo. Okay, I'll do one thing. Okay, now I've changed something inside the cell. So somebody explain me what will happen now.
So you are saying that if it is not existing, then this will create demo file.
Hmm. So I'm checking for demo file, and if it's not there, I'll still go ahead and create demo file. Correct?
Yes.
And I'm just going to add these two record to it, and it is not having any header. Let me add header also because this is a new file. Let me execute it. So it is telling demo file does not exist. So creating it. Let's go and see if new file got created. A new file got created here. Let me open that. So the new records got added. Clear?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So let me explain the assignment. So I want something like this. Your program should do something like this. Okay. So I should be given a options like we did this for calculator or something, right? It was us asking whether to add or subtract. We were choosing some particular option and accordingly it was going and choosing that particular function. So here I wanted add, view, search, delete. Okay, these are all the items I want to perform on that particular CSV. Here you can give one particular CSV only. We are not going to check or anything. You can name on CSV file. And whenever I give an add student, when I give option one, it is going to collect the data like what is the name, age, and grade. And then it is going to add it. When I give view student, I'm going to give which data I want to view. Accordingly, it fetches that particular record and it gives me that particular record. For example, here option is two. Okay, here I'm just going to view everything, view all the student. So when I give option two, it is displaying everything from the CSV. And when I wanted to delete something, I will be giving what you will be asking what is the name for which you want to delete particular student name. And after we give the name, you have to remove that particular record and you have to mention that particular student is successfully deleted. So this will be keep on going. So because you see here, here I'm asking choose an option. It's done, right? Immediately it is asking choose an option again. Again, I have given two, and it will go on asking until I give exit. Okay, so this will be inside the loop. You will be keep asking for the option from the user. Clear? So Rahul, since we were not there yesterday, I will try to get. Already asked the team to check with the old playlist whether we have anything with this read and write. And
Okay.
again, Apart from that, I will also create a note and I'll add whatever we have gone through. Okay, whatever like import, the write, read, whatever we have seen, all the example yesterday's and today's. I'll put it in a drive and I'll give you the link. You can go through that as well.
Okay.
And you have to now add if for loop, if logic loop, and you have to create a function. That's up to you, whatever you wanted to do. So far, what we have seen, like how to create a for loop, how to use if statement, how to um, call particular function. All those things you have to implement in this example, this one single example, and you guys have to show me. So it's not like you have to show this tomorrow. We can see this output next Monday or next Tuesday. Okay. But at least piece by piece build it. Like at least first build to display this option in loop. Ignore the CSV and all. Just display this. You get the data. Just display student is added. You need not add that CSV part. Really adding that data into the CSV may not be required initially, but just print this. Okay, and view will not be possible because you're not saving it anywhere, and to get and print, ignore this. Okay, view will not display anything, but at least this particular loop, build it. If you have any doubts, mail me. I'll reply you back. Then we can build this piece slowly, and then next week we will have the complete program um, for this. Clear?
Yeah. Okay.
First, write pseudocode, what all you want to write in a plain English, and start building a logic for it. When you build particular logic and if it's not working as you expected, mail me the unsolved program. I will reply you back because I do not want to discuss this over class. We can have the individual interaction. We'll come up with a full program. Okay. This is how in real world you will be creating any program. You will be given a requirement and you will break down into those requirement into simple tasks. Then you will be start building it so that you are not blocked or stuck anyway. If you have any doubt, you can reach out to your lead programmer or pair programmer. You can and reiterate the requirement, see what's wrong with your, you can get a review on it and you can proceed. Okay, we will try the similar fashion here. Let's see how many of you is reaching really out to me with the sample program. Okay,
Ma'am, can you
so
please paste this in the chat?
yeah, sure. I will also, okay, I'll paste it in the chat. I'll try to upload, I will create a note in my drive and I'll try to give it today. Otherwise, give me a day because even the old class data is still not uploaded into the drive for this batch. I'll upload everything and I'll give access to all your emails so that you can open the drive. So with this, whatever we have seen, the CSV file reading and writing and handling a file using Python is completed. From tomorrow, we will be seeing OOPS concept, which is a very important concept in any programming language. Okay. Uh, and yeah, from tomorrow we will see OOPS. If OOPS is understood and if you're comfortable with OOPS, you are then comfortable with the program, Python program language itself. Okay. So let's start from tomorrow, the OOPS. If you do not have any question, we can end the session here. If you want to discuss anything, any doubt, we can go through it, guys.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So people who do not have any question can leave. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Vijay, you want to discuss anything?
No,
Vijay, are you there?
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Okay. Okay. We will meet tomorrow for OOPS. Thank you.
Sure. Bye.